Hey church, Mark here with our weekly update, and each week we try to update you on what's going on, and this has been a wild week so far. On Monday you probably saw that a circuit judge in Baker County ruled that the governor's executive order for the lockdown violates the state constitution. A lot of things I could say about that and get into the nuances, but I don't need to do that right now. All that to say, we got really excited about that because we believe we were headed towards this weekend larger gatherings again. Of course, we would have done that in a safe way, and because we do believe there is a virus and sanitary issues and proper distancing is, we believe, important. But the larger gatherings is something that we were so excited about. Well, then disappointment hit. By Monday night, the Supreme Court of Oregon had stepped in and they put a hold on that injunction. All that to say, here today, Wednesday, we are still under the maximum amount of 25 people in a group. And so with that disappointment comes excitement that we can gather in groups of up to 25. A lot of cool things. Some of the best things in our church happen in groups 25 or less. And so let me tell you what's happening this weekend. The online services again will be available at 5 p.m. on Saturday. And what we're going to encourage, it's pretty simple. The plan for this week is we're encouraging that you watch the service together with others. If you watch alone, that's fine, but we really encourage you to watch with others. 3 ways that you can do this. First, with your family, and that's always a super special time, and I know a lot of you are enjoying that. Second is to gather with your life group or a small group of people that you can gather and watch the service together. The third option is we're going to be having campus worship watch parties at each of our campuses. 10 a.m. at each campus, we're going to have these watch parties. You're like, well, what's this going to look like? Pretty simple. We're going to show the online worship service on big screens. And we're going to have smaller groups that want to come and gather and fellowship with other believers and have ministry for their children available at all of the campuses. So the children's ministry that will be available will include important sanitary measures, kids in smaller groups, washing the kids' hands when they come in. And so they've really thought all that through. But if you want a place for your kids to get children's ministry and for you to have some space to take in the worship service with some other believers, or maybe come as a life group together to do that and have a place for your kids, you can do that. Especially the downtown campus, we've got a couple of larger rooms, probably 5 or 6 larger rooms that can hold the 25 or less with the distancing that's required. So that's what's going to be going on this week, 10 o'clock at all of the campuses for those of you who choose that option for your worship experience. If you normally have a room reserved, we're excited to get our facility open back up. If you have a room reserved, it'd be a really good idea to sign up again for that room because we're having to kind of rethink the whole room arrangement based on sizing and cleaning the room afterward and that kind of thing. So be sure you get our new room reservations if you're expecting a room. This is a time, of course, and I probably don't need to remind you about this, but to be unified, to be gracious. We're going to have different opinions on this, as I shared last week, and that's okay. Be respectful of those opinions. Also to be respectful of where different people are at. The distancing, you might be a person, you might think the distancing is kind of ridiculous, or maybe the fact that we shouldn't be hugging, you might not agree with that. But here's the thing, the person that you go hug, they might have an issue with it. And so I just think in this season, we want to err on the side of safety and respect for those that are perhaps uncomfortable with, too much touching and proximity, closeness, and that kind of thing. You might be one who wants to wear a mask. That's fine. Wear a mask in one of the watch parties or at your life group. And if you don't wear a mask, that's fine as well. Most important, please be praying. I'm praying that we can be gathering soon in the larger gatherings. I miss that. That's basically it. Wanted to update you. The Digging Deeper podcast is now available. I want to remind you about the giving opportunity. You guys are such an amazing giving church, and thank you for your faithful and fruitful gifts to the Lord here in your church home at River Valley. So God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week.